Hello everybody, it is Lythaniel the reviewer here, back for the first review of 2023. Glad to be back. I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, to the point. So what I got for you today is the review of the VItamix One blender, one of their newest, if not the newest blender from VItamix. It's a personal little blender here, 32 ounce capacity, one knob. So you got from minimum speed to a high speed. Let's check it out. I got a couple things I'm gonna compare it to. I got my old Oster blender you're gonna see, and then I also have a mystery blender to see kind of what the Vitamix compared to. It's gonna be another Vitamix, so let's go ahead and head right on over there and get started. Let's go. All right, guys, go a little easy on me for my smoothie recipe, but you know, I'm new to it. But yeah, so I got some mango, apple, frozen spinach, flaxseed, chia seeds, and some ice. Make a little kind of green smoothie, I guess you could call it. And yeah, so this is my old Oster blender. Had it for over a decade. Been passed down from the same generation to the same generation. But yeah, it's kind of cool how it actually has a back and forth kind of spin program. I believe that was the smoothie setting. And it just goes back and forth before it goes forward. And there you just see it did catch, so no more cavitation. It's getting a good smoothie, a good blend on the smoothie. And right there, I'm gonna go ahead and see how it tastes. And you can kind of see how it gets the liquid first. It's a little bit lumpy. It's something that's gonna be serviceable, but you know, when you drink it, you're gonna notice the spinach kind of in your teeth. It's gonna be a little kind of gritty. So tasting it tastes fine, but texture was a little bit bad. So right here, I'm gonna go ahead and pour everything into the Vitamix One. I wanna see if this gets a little bit smoother than what you previously saw. So I'll go ahead and get everything in here and turn it on. Right here, as I get it started, you can see I only have it on the minimum setting, slightly turning it up, but the decibels are going up so much. And you know, yeah, it can get the blending done, but it's very loud right here. Like, you have no idea how loud this machine is. It's really crazy. Now, the good news is, now that I'm pouring everything out, it's much smoother than coming from the Oster blender. So all of that little spinach is much more finely chopped up, diced up. I didn't notice anything bad texture-wise when I did drink it. It tasted very, very good. Cleaning process is pretty simple. All you gotta do is the usual Vitamix, half full. Pour in a little drop of dish soap, run it up. You can either do it min or even max if you want to go all the way, but it cleans itself pretty easily. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and try a strawberry protein shake. I got some milk. I'm gonna throw in a couple little strawberries, and then I've got a little scoop of protein shake or protein powder. A little strawberry mix right there, and go ahead and get everything covered in. I want to try something without ice just to see if it could blend it up smoothly. Get it going. They see it doing the back and forth, and it's not gonna take as long as it did with the green smoothie, but still took some time. But this one blended much better than the previous one, so that one's gonna go ahead and shut off. From there, just pour it in a glass, and you can see this one, of course, with it just being little strawberries, milk, and some powder. It did blend up pretty well. One thing I did note was it was still a little bit chalky though, so as much as it blended, it wasn't as blended as it could be. Smoother in here. All right, and here we go, pouring into the Vitamix One. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. See if I can get rid of any of that kind of chalkiness. You know, it's something you want to really step up your protein shakes. This is one good way to try it. So go ahead and take the top off. We're gonna go ahead and pour it into the glass, and it looks similar though, but actually upon tasting it, I did notice that it was a bit smoother than using Oster. So again, points for doing a much better job of getting everything blended up. And here we go, the next one of my personal favorites. I'm gonna go ahead and try to make a hummus. So there we just got a little bit of the aquafaba, got a little sesame seeds. That's gonna take the place of the tahini. And this is a challenge for any kind of blender. One of the things you'll notice is if you did try this in the past with this type of blender that's been around for decades, it can struggle a little bit, even if you just try to keep a small amount. And as you can see here, it's got that first little bit at the bottom doing pretty good, but it's gonna start to choke a little bit. And with everything, that glass shape with it being funneled is not gonna channel everything. It's not gonna pull everything down. And you can give it time and you can turn it off. As right here, I get my little spatula and try to move some more items down. It just couldn't do it, so it stalled out on me. So I wound up actually bringing it over to the VItamix One, and this is going to be a good challenge to see if it can really improve on what the Oscar failed at. So go ahead and turn it on at minimum. I'm using the included tamper right there, you see. And what's nice about this tamper is, as with all Vitamixes, it's measured so it never touches the actual blades, so no dangers there. And it's going and it's going, but it's honestly not making that much more improvement. They're actually still, upon tested in the next blender you're gonna see, I saw a lot of unfinished chickpeas. Really wasn't making much progress. It had a lot of guttural noises and everything, but it kind of disappointed me right here. So I realized, okay, it looks a little bit too thick. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is add a little bit more extra virgin olive oil. Maybe that'll thin it out a little bit, make it a little bit easier, hopefully, for everything to go. So pour that in, turn it back on, and honestly, I didn't make too much more progress, and it kind of just stayed the same at this level from just one can of chickpeas. So kind of with that being a failure, I want to kind of extend the test a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the top and pour in another can of chickpeas to see kind of, you know, if it can do a double batch of dip. So, you know, I might have a big crowd coming in. I might just want to be a fatty and eat, you know, 2 cans of hummus. So a little bit more aquafaba. So I know it's going to need a little bit more work because I can't just only add the chickpeas because that's just, it couldn't handle what I already gave it. So poured it in again and let it keep running. So, and it's tamping and, you know, it's stirring a little bit better, but it's still not pulverizing those chickpeas. As you can see, they're still just sitting on top, and all that's getting cut up is what I can directly push down with the tamper. So even at this, and this may be only about, you saw how much it started violently shaking, and it was just some frequency, and it just started really shaking my whole bar cart, everything. So I had to turn it down a little bit and kind of tried again, but just no luck. So, you know, really disappointed there for what I was just going to use it for. So now I bring out the big boy. That's right, it's my all new Vitamix A3500 from the Ascent series. This is their best blender. And so just started up, lowest setting, number 1. Already blending it up much better, and it only maxed out at maybe 76 decibels on setting 1. That's crazy. And it can get louder, so I'm gonna turn it up a little bit, maybe about setting 3, just to stir it up a little bit more, but that's amazing. And, you know, it still comes with its own tamper, and you just move it a little bit, so it still did need a little bit of stirring, but as you get things more and more blended, it just comes easier and easier, and it's much easier to get rid of that air bubble that's stuck down at the bottom. You see right there, I got it on speed 4. It's still only 86 decibels. It's already been running for 2 minutes 30 seconds. This is insane, and it really just puts the Vitamix One to shame. Of course, you know, for $400 or $500 more, it should. There, I'm just throwing in a little bit more extra virgin olive oil, just kind of thin it out just a little bit more, and I like how it tastes. So just really get that smooth kind of consistency. And right here, I just decided, you know, let's have fun with it. Let's actually put this to the test. So I throw in some more of that remaining frozen spinach, and it takes a little bit to break down, and still it's only at speed 3 plus. You can actually get a plus in between each speed, so you get, you know, 2 plus, 3 plus, etc. And just throw in some frozen spinach, because why not? When the last time you had frozen spinach hummus? Well, rather spinach hummus. But yeah, just keep throwing it in, throw it in, and it's gonna keep breaking it down. It's gonna keep making it creamy, and still down to 88 decibels. And you see, as the A3500 keeps time, I'm approaching 4 minutes 30 seconds. Now I'm at 5 minutes 30 seconds, and it's broken down all the spinach, and you're gonna see in a moment it's just gonna pop and everything's gonna blend perfectly. I turn it up a little bit more and a little bit more, and it's almost there. It's almost, give it a little bit of time, boom, right there. Everything comes together speed 6 plus, and it's just demolishing everything. All the spinach is completely broken down. All the chickpeas are completely broken down. It's no comparison. So this is what I wanted the Vitamix One to do, and this is what I expected from it. And you'll see me pour it out here in a bowl. I got some chips I'm ready to dip it in, and completely homogenized, all one shade, a beautiful, bright, luscious green color. And it was delicious. Absolutely amazing spinach hummus. So first bite with it, first use, absolutely outstanding. Couldn't be happier. So yeah, let's go ahead and sit back down and check it out. All right, guys. It's been a minute. Yeah, about maybe 50 minutes to be exact, even though from what you can see, I've cut down a lot of footage. So overall, my thoughts, if I had to give this a rating, I really have to just give it a 3 stars. The major detriments to this blender for the Vitamix One, it's too damn loud. Like, it's insanely loud. To have that minimum volume be that many decibels, it's too much. It's not something you can use past. You have a curfew with this blender. Can't use it before 10 a.m. You can't use it after 10 a.m. So that's a big problem. It really just would have been such a helper. Let's just say if I'm just doing protein powder, milk, something that doesn't necessarily need to be chopped, but I just need it to be stirred up really well, just really mixed well. It's too powerful for that. As you saw with the Vitamix 3500, it's speed 1, perfect. I can use speed 1 any time of the night. I can actually go up to, I would say even speed 5 plus without it really even being a concern. I can use 5 plus and below anytime I want to. So if I got guests over and I want to make cocktails, blended drinks, frozen drinks. The frozen drinks may be an issue with ice, crushing it at just like 5 plus speed, but something without ice. I just want to, make a simple Cosmo to mix up or anything like that. I can do that overnight. I can't do that with the Vitamix. If this is going to be something where you're just going to stick with the usual smoothies only for yourself, your workout regimen, weight loss goals, something like that, or maybe some vinaigrettes, a thin dressing, for that, it's really good. One of the things I noticed as I've been using this blender over the past couple weeks is that runtime. Now, it's completely intentional by them by design. They say, oh, don't let it run for more than 3 minutes at a time. You don't want it to overheat. And should it overheat, you want to wait maybe 30 to 50 minutes off the top of my head. Maybe 40 to 50 minutes. So let's say you're having a party, you're having a get together, and someone's, oh, let's make some hummus. Okay, I'll make something, or have someone over. Okay, I'm tampering, I'm doing what I should, but it's just not getting through. And maybe, oops, it took 4 minutes, you're done. That motor has to take at least half an hour easy, maybe up to 40 minutes to cool down. And, God forbid you actually turned it back on early, maybe a little bit too early, and it reheats back up. You only maybe get a minute out of it, and then you got to wait back again. So I found that to be really inconvenient, to be honest, especially for what I was going to use, because one of my favorite things to do in the world is dip. So in addition to smoothies, I was always going to be using it for dips. Okay, I can't do hot soups. I knew that getting in. I can't do dry grains. I barely use my flour. Stuff like that. I knew that getting into it, but if you can't even really hold dips, and I didn't know it getting into it, I was only going to have a 3-minute runtime, but I also didn't think that those really thick, creamy, hearty dips would really take more than 3 minutes, So that was a big problem for me. My original plan was to just, okay, I'm going to get this, and also just the warranty, 2-year warranty, and I was only going to have it maybe 2 years, sell it after that, and then upgrade to the Ascent series. I just realized I was better off returning it and upgrading, doing that upgrade in 2 years. Do it now. I get the 10-year warranty. I get the power. I get the space. I get the other accessories. You can't use any other accessories for it. So for my use case, it really just, it didn't fit my goals. It didn't fit my use case. So unfortunately, I did have to return it, but it did lead to something much better it did lead to the purchase of the Vitamix A3500, and I'm loving that one right now. And it is pretty expensive, but I did get it for a good Black Friday deal, so super happy with it so far. Wish I could have got it in a slightly different color, but you know, can't complain. But yeah, no, I'm loving that one so much more than what I feel I would be with the just the Vitamix One. That 3500 series is gonna let me explore because I've never done blenders. I don't know blender culture, blender cuisine, so to speak. So I'm gonna need more time, even just doing a dip. If it's gonna take me more than 3 minutes maybe to make a dip, you know, it's gonna take me more time to make a soup, to experiment. Maybe I need to sprinkle something in here, season it, taste it. I need that time to explore and experiment with a blender, and I'm just not gonna be able to do that with the Vitamix One. So unfortunately, I had to go. I will be keeping the Vitamix A3500 for at least 10 years. So yeah, that's where we're at with it. So to give it a rating, I really would have to give the Vitamix One a 3 out of 5 stars. If you're gonna be the if you're gonna be the person that's only making smoothies, vinaigrettes, something thin and something that can be done under 3 minutes, and you're sure, and for the price, if you're gonna do all that for the price of 150 bucks, it works well. It's still, I would say, if you ever got a blender that's just that small, like small, personal, inexpensive blender, and you're not gonna do anything else, and just a good smoothie blender that won't let things be gritty and grimy, it mixes up smoothies well. If that's all you're gonna do, you only want to spend 150 bucks in tax. You don't want to spend, 650 plus tax and really invest in a blender and live that life. If you ain't about that life, the Vitamix One can be good for you. But just realize if you start growing out of it, that can come pretty fast. So, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. Give me the questions. I got a couple more things planned for you guys. I've got the backlog to really finish up like my old Steam game. So, yeah, I got movies still on the way. I got reviews for that. I did just see Glass Onion. I may leave a review for that, but we'll see. Might watch Bullet Train tonight. We'll see. But yeah, so I got some things coming up for you guys. So, I am Lythaniel, the reviewer, and I will see you guys next time. Later.